Hello everyone, welcome back to Teacup Tarot. My name is Reya, and in today's video we are going to be taking a look at what the upcoming lunar eclipse holds for you in terms of the blessings and changes. Now of course you have three piles in front of you. Please make sure to pick one that really speaks to you, and of course you can choose on the basis of the feathers, images of the animals, or on the basis of one of these cute fruit or vegetable, depending on what you're really drawn to. Take your time, take a deep breath, select one, and then we start with pile 1. Hello, and if you've selected pile 1, then these are the changes and the blessings that are coming upon you as a result of the lunar eclipse. Now for you, pile 1, the lunar eclipse is actually going to be very, very lucky. It heralds a time of change for you, a time of movement for you. So basically anything that was stuck in your life previously, it is going to be starting to work as if by magic. It is a magical time for you. So please use the lunar eclipse as a time for manifesting things. Especially if you can do that during the time the eclipse is going on, it will give you very, very quick results. Because if it is falling into a very lucky place in your chart, then please make the most of it. Anything that you start immediately after the lunar eclipse will end up working on in your favor. Now, please remember this: once the lunar eclipse comes about, you will realize that you have more people in your life who are supporting you. Anytime you're stuck in a particular place, you'll feel like you get the advice necessary, as if this person has only come here to deliver this message for you. And in the journey of your life, you're going to be finding support and blessings coming in massively. So in fact, this lunar eclipse marks the point of change in your fortune for you. That is what I'm seeing for you. Now, before the lunar eclipse, in the time that is building up, you may find yourself a little bit confused. You may find yourself, like not knowing what to do and where to go. Yeah? Please give it time. Please give time for you to settle yourself down. Because before the lunar eclipse begins, it's almost like a build-up process. And once the lunar eclipse hits, it all is always going to be like, you get the clarity that you need to proceed. So right now, if you're making any kind of plans, please don't act on it as long as the eclipse comes about. Okay, please be careful with that a little bit. Now, one chakra that is getting a massive amount of upgrade for you during the eclipse is your solar plexus chakra. And the solar plexus chakra is the seat of your power. So you're going to be becoming a person who's very, very in control of their life and the vision of their life. And the things that you do post the eclipse are going to be very, very deliberate. If in the past you've given your power away, you're very much taking your power back. You're not going to be afraid of taking a stand for yourself. And you may find yourself doing it even before the eclipse hits. Yeah? And sometimes, you're like, I don't even want to listen to you. That is the state of mind that you're going to be in, as the lunar eclipse comes to place. And, as I mentioned before, the lunar eclipse is especially lucky for you. And that luckiness is going to be transforming into achievement of some sorts. So once again, things that were pending are going to be happening very, very quickly. You're going to be achieving something, and that once again builds your confidence to a very, very higher degree. Now, for you, pile 1, you're almost remembering what it's like to be powerful. It's like, God always gives us this right that, okay, you're my child, you can be powerful. Your voice is as important as the voice of people around you, and you will realize that during the eclipse. But the eclipse point is also triggering your creativity. You may want to take your life in an entirely new direction, sometimes creatively as well. And even when it comes to your ordinary things, you will do it creatively with your own individual flavor. But you're really, really remembering what it's like to be powerful during the eclipse and after that. Now, the lunar eclipse is also going to be getting a lot of important opportunities your way. So once again, the things that were not working out for you, it's an opportunity that comes your way, and if you act on those opportunities, they'll be golden opportunities for your life which end up, really working in your favor. So one thing that you have to remember is during the eclipse and after that, please focus on what you want to achieve, because your focus is going to be very important. The things that you focus on during the eclipse and after will end up working for you magnificently, which is exactly why I told you, please work on your manifestation process during the eclipse. Yeah, laser focus is what you're going to be needing, and an action on it is what you're going to be needed. See, this eclipse is almost acting as an agent for change. It's like, you have a horse showing up for you. You just have to sit on that horse and it'll take you where you're supposed to be. So once again, you'll receive help when it comes to your life. It is a time of change for you, even though you may not understand that change on an immediate basis. But those changes are happening for you on a cellular level is what is coming through for you. Now, one thing, however, that is coming to you as a warning is please avoid delays. If there is a certain decision that you need to take that decision immediately. If there is a project that you need to work on, please work on that immediately. If you have to study, don't delay it further. Because any delays on your part or any lack of decision on your part may end up costing you a lot more. See, what happens is, these lunar eclipses or any eclipse at that point is a huge, huge channel. It's a portal. And when a portal opens, it's like whether you walk through it or you don't. And it closes once again. And then you have to wait for the next portal to show up. So don't delay. If something is calling on to you, do it. Answer the call. That is the most important thing that you need to remember during the eclipse and after. Now, the eclipse is also a time of personal transformation on a physical level for you. So if you want to change the way you look, if you want to alter the way you present yourself, get a couple of highlights, change the way you wear your hair, or change the way you approach situations, physically that is, with the clothes you wear, your attire, you need to upgrade that, because once again, it's the energy of the moon, it's the yin energy, and yin energy is focused on beauty. So you need to beautify yourself and your life in certain ways during the eclipse. So dress up beautifully, take a nice shower, use perfumes, put on great clothes, and treat yourself in a very feminine manner. Self-care during the eclipse this time is going to be tremendously useful for you. Even when you're working in manifestations, please imagine yourself like a god or a goddess, and then get on the purpose of that. But beauty and beautifying your life and space are going to be important elements during the eclipse. Yeah, be true to yourself. And once again, let me tell you this, before the eclipse, during or after, if you can go to some kind of a forest or nature area outdoors, that will help you a lot, especially when it comes to your manifestations. Now I'm also going to be giving you your tea leaf cards for extra messages. Okay, dealings or relationship with a man is going to be important for some of you. This lunar eclipse can also be your relationship with a man being really important. So maybe somebody is coming into your life and you need their assistance, but this is a man. He may play an important role in your future life. Beware of great pride. So once again, this lunar eclipse may also bring up a sense of pride inside you. Once again, your solar plexus chakra is really getting strengthened. And sometimes if the solar plexus chakra becomes overly strengthened, it goes into the zone of pride. So be a little bit careful around that. Great worry over nothing. So please remember this. If right now you're really worried because you don't know what to do, or you're a little bit confused about things, once the lunar eclipse hits, all the confusion will be out of the window, and if you have anything to worry about right now, you will come to a realization that you don't have to worry about anything. Do not back down from opposition, show strength and fortitude. So if somebody is trying to oppose you when it comes to something, and if you know you are in the right, you have to put in your point of view. Don't back down from opposition. Yeah, sometimes opposition is to strengthen you. Target a goal oriented person. So remember, your focus is going to be very, very important. Having targets is going to be very, very important. Having goals is going to be very, very important. And not delaying your working on that goal is also going to be very, very important. And the most difficult part of the situation is over. So once again, if you've been facing difficulties in your life, things change after the eclipse. And remember, once the eclipse hits, the beautiful time starts for you. The lucky time starts for you, which is going to be an incredibly blessed time for you. I'll also give you messages from Sai Baba's deck. Desire, once again, working on your manifestation and what you desire, communicating that is going to be very, very important. Whether you communicate it to Baba or the universe is entirely upon you. Reflection, please make sure before the eclipse hits, you reflect on what you want in your life. You reflect on your goals in your life and then set about working on it, because reflection is very important to gain that clarification. And Mother Earth, so once again, taking care of Mother Earth, spending time in Mother Earth outdoors will be helpful. Taking care of a tree, taking care of plants, taking care of animals, that is serving Mother Earth in some capacity. Because remember, the moon is also part of Mother Earth. It revolves around Mother Earth. So that is the way it is. But take care of Mother Earth in some capacity to reap more benefits than usual. And remember this, the old has to die for the new to emerge. So if you already have a manifestation list, you need to let it go and write down new things that you want to attract in your life and start a new life post the lunar eclipse. Let the old parts of you die, especially the parts of you that are not working for you. Overall, these are the messages that you need to receive for the lunar eclipse. And as I wrap this up, I want to leave you with my best wishes. I'll see you next time. Bye. Hello, and if you've selected pile 2, then these are the messages you need to receive for the upcoming lunar eclipse with regards to the blessings or the change. For you, pile 2, the lunar eclipse is giving you freedom. It's giving you the freedom to live a life that you want to live. And it is give you the freedom that to be the person that you want to be. But sometimes you have to remember, you have to take that freedom for yourself. It may be available, but you are not exercising it as you should. But freedom nevertheless is coming in your direction as the lunar eclipse progresses. Now, the lunar eclipse will also bring about certain leadership qualities in you. See, I feel pile 2, you always have leadership qualities, but they will refine as the eclipse comes about. And you're supposed to be guiding a lot of people in your life. And I feel like you will take the first steps after the lunar eclipse happens. So remember this, don't be afraid to lead. Don't be afraid to take your life in a direction in which you want to take it. Because leaders are usually people who live life differently. And leaders are usually people who are alone. So don't be afraid to be alone or do something or live in a way that is entirely different. Now, in a way, lunar eclipse is also highlighting at purity for you. Purity of thought, purity of belief system, and purity of a new life. So in a way, in this lunar eclipse, you have this portal opening which is giving you the ability to redefine yourself. To redefine your life, and also it's almost like a rebirth. You're like a phoenix rising from the ashes during the lunar eclipse. That is what I see coming for you. And just like a phoenix, you have no boss. Yeah? Now please remember this, the lunar eclipse is also highlighting your relationships. Now you may need to examine which relationships are not showing up for you. You may need to examine which are the relationships in which you're giving and giving, you're expecting back in return, but you're not getting it. Maybe it's time for you to take a step back from these relationships. Giving and receiving equally may be important as the lunar eclipse comes about. Now please understand, the lunar eclipse is also making you very, very sensitive. Now you may feel like repressed emotions are coming up, which usually happens during a lunar eclipse. But this is also bringing about a beautiful sense of sensitivity. So your sensitivity is now going to be your strength. Because you are sensitive, maybe to the need of others, you can lead others. See, a person who's not gone through any kind of problems is usually not the person who's given a leadership position. And your leadership is positioned after having, gone through the hardships in life. So your sensitivity is actually a good thing for you in your case, and especially the lunar eclipse is highlighting that for you. One thing, however, that you need to remember is whatever dreams you have, whatever plans you have, it still needs a little bit of nurturing. You still need to take care of those dreams and give it what you can while you have this time to do this. Okay, so for example, if you have a particular goal in mind, what can you do to make sure that it happens effectively? What can you do to make it happen, quickly? But you have to be patient with that, patient with the nurturing process. That is very important. And at this point of time, please be a little bit more patient when it comes to your relationships as well. Okay? Now, one thing, however, that is important is that you're becoming a leader. So some people may not agree with your thought process. Some people may also be judgmental towards it. But don't let it change your mind, or don't let it make you self-guess yourself again and again. If you feel like you are in the right, stick to your right. Because I feel like at the point of time, you are the kind of sensitive people. So when you feel like somebody is not happy, you change your ways. Try and avoid it this time, especially after the lunar eclipse. Now, community is going to be very important for you. So the possibility is after the lunar eclipse, there may be some kind of gathering happening when it comes to your life. And this is a happy celebration of sorts. A celebration in which a lot of people come together for a common cause. But also, when it comes to your future life, you're going to be having friends now who understand you and who meet you halfway when it comes to your process. Okay, so it's going to be some kind of group getting together for you. Can be your soul tribe as well, and I feel like you'll grow together from this time onwards. Now, especially for you, one thing, however, you need to keep in mind is when you see others being successful, be happy for them. So for example, when you look at people who are very successful and people you admire, like really look deeply into the way they live, into the way they've worked, and into the way they've achieved the success that they've received in their life. And try and emulate it in a way. Try and ask yourself, what is it about them that I can sort of incorporate in my life? And be happy for the success of others so that you can draw it into your own life as well. This lunar eclipse is also making you courageous. So the possibility is after the lunar eclipse happens, you're probably going to be taking decisions that are very dramatically different. That requires a certain kind of bravery, that requires a certain kind of courage, but that courage is building in you. The courage to live your own life on your own terms, even though others may not agree with it, is a certain kind of courage that is coming towards you as well. Remember the phoenix, It's a very powerful bird, and I feel like that is what you're becoming in the upcoming time post the lunar eclipse. Now, I'm also going to be giving you a couple of tea leaf cards for those extra messages for the lunar eclipse. Taking a vacation physically or mentally, now please understand, because of the sensitivity and maybe certain amount of stress that you may be carrying, if you feel like you want to mentally disconnect, please mentally disconnect. If you can go on a holiday, that will be great. Because to almost integrate all of these energies, especially the energy of the eclipse, you may need that physical break for yourself. Now, please understand that slowly but surely you're going to be getting ahead. Once again, patience is going to be important. Remember, you are still in the stage where you are given the opportunity to nurture your dreams. Put in the best effort towards it. So don't give up. Slow and steady always wins the race. Yeah? And you are a player of the marathon. So focus on the bigger picture. That is a message for you for the lunar eclipse as well. However, great fortune is on you. So once again, luck is on your side. So certain things may happen post the lunar eclipse which will make you feel like, wow, I was really lucky here. And this will sort of make you count your blessings. I feel like that is happening for you. However, one area which may require your attention is your health, and maybe because of which you need to take some time out. Once again, your sensitivity is really highlighted. So if you feel like you're getting more tired than usual or sometimes cranky, please be a little bit careful. You may be over pushing yourself, and as a result, your health may need a little bit of attention. Psychic ability, trust your intuition. So whatever decisions you want to take when it comes to your life, please make sure you follow your intuition and be careful about the evil eye. Yeah, please don't share your plans with people beforehand, because when you do that, you attract the evil eye. So that's something that you need to be very, very careful about. So if you're getting into some kind of manifestation process, please keep that a secret. If you're chanting any mantra, keep that a secret. Very important. Once again, a short journey. So maybe around the eclipse period, you guys may go on a journey, and that journey will be supremely important for you. Yeah, and opportunity and will fall. So certain new opportunities will present itself to you. When it comes to these opportunities, if you feel like you want to take it, then please go ahead and take it. And if you feel like you're not ready, it's okay to postpone a couple of things for a later point of time. So don't try to force yourself to do anything, because your energy levels are not to a level that you can force anything on yourself. One thing that you have to know, you're very, very deeply cared for. People love you and people really care about you. So please, if somebody wants to take care of you, give them the opportunity to care for you. Don't be like, I can do everything and I'm the boss. You can be a boss, but you still need people to care for you. So allow that affection to be a part of your life. And last one, money, property through an inheritance, windfall or winning. So money is going to be coming in as a result of the positive blessings of the lunar eclipse, and it's going to really make your position to be strong. I'll give you a couple of more messages for your spiritual life. Okay. The more you seek me outside of you, the further I may seem. Okay, now this is very interesting. So if you guys are the kind of people you seek God outside, maybe in a deity, then please remember God is found within, and you need to go on that inward journey. So once again, during the eclipse, please reflect on yourself. Meditation is going to be very important, because once again, since a portal opens, you may get a lot more answers than you expected, and expect a miracle. Okay, now the kind of things that may happen for you during the eclipse, you'll feel like, wow, this is a miracle. Yeah, some things may seem really miraculous for you. And remain centered. Your energies around the eclipse may be slightly disturbed, but if you try and bring it about in alignment, it will soon work out in your favor. And one more, oneness. Once again, if you are sort of, believing in too many powers simultaneously, I usually find this in my comment section. When you're thanking, you thank one angel, you thank an ascended master, some people thank a god, a goddess, and it's just like a mixture of too many things. But remember, if you're following too many powers, you're not going to find God. That is the way it is, even though it may sound really harsh. In the end, there is just one power, and that one power is found within. So instead of, really focusing your mind on too many things, just focus on one. Because as you really deepen yourself in that worship of the one, you will find everything you need. Yeah? Try this out at least for a month. Focus on one power, that one power who, is in control of all of us. And come back a month from now and tell me how much success you found in your life. It will surprise you. Trust me on that. Yeah. Overall, these are the messages that you need to receive when it comes to the upcoming lunar eclipse. Most importantly, take care of your health. If you feel like you can do certain things, please do it. If you feel you cannot, avoid it, and just focus on one power when it comes to your worship. Overall, I'll leave you here. I'll see you next time. Bye. Hello, and if you've selected pile 3, then these are the messages that you need to receive with regards to the upcoming lunar eclipse. We are looking at the blessings and the changes as well. Now, when it comes to the lunar eclipse, especially the days preceding it, you may feel like things are really building up emotionally or otherwise. Certain things need to be tackled. There is a possibility for some of you, you may sort of have a misunderstanding or a disagreement with somebody. And the only thing that is happening there is a lack of communication. So clearing the air is very important, and making sure that you focus on just the simple things in life is very important. So before the lunar eclipse, if you feel like things are a little bit chaotic, let it happen. Sometimes because of chaos, things become smoother, and that is what is happening when it comes to you. See, when a storm comes, after the storm comes the rain, and once the rain comes, everything is clear. That is how it is going to be in your case. Now, the lunar eclipse may also bring about you becoming very, very creative. Like probably during the eclipse, all of a sudden you feel like, I really need to write a poem. I need to really get about to write a book, complete a book. Or I feel like I need to journal about things. Take these things very, very seriously. Any creative endeavor that you feel that you're being pushed towards, painting for example, go towards it. Because this eclipse is about self-expression at its best. Okay, so any amount of self-reflection or self-expression may help you at this point of time. Now, this eclipse is also here to tell you that at this point of time, don't fight things. Okay, if you're having a disagreement with somebody, it's okay. Have that disagreement and leave it to that. But embrace all parts of yourself. You should never have a fight with yourself. Yeah? Accept yourself and love yourself fully with your faults, with your beautiful abilities and everything more. Because sometimes, you will come to realize that people don't accept you for who you are. So you have to do that job yourself. And I feel like during the lunar eclipse, you will come into this understanding that in the end, you are in charge of your own life and your destiny. So embrace yourself and the world will embrace you. That is the way it is. Now, the possibility is that you're probably too busy, okay, and you're going to continue to be busy, and you have to balance too many things. You have to work, you have to take care of your family, you have to give time to self-care, and everything is coming together. So it is going to be a balancing act. And if you feel like you're good at it, please do it to the best of your ability. Or if you feel like maybe I need to let go of certain things to be more comfortable, do that. Whatever makes you happy, because when it comes to the balancing act, you can only carry on for so long. So be a little bit careful around that. Now, when it comes to anything in life, things come quickly to people who are very crystal clear about what they want. So when you're starting off during the lunar eclipse, after the eclipse, be crystal clear about what you're manifesting in your life. Be crystal clear about your intentions and focus on it. And don't focus on anything else other than that. Very important. Your intentions are what are going to be determining your future in the upcoming time. Now, once again, I really need to repeat this. You're trying to make about something beautiful in your life. You're probably in the process of creating your beautiful life. And you're sort of bringing all elements of your life together. See, everything that you've learned in your journey so far, you're going to be making use of it at some point of time or other after the lunar eclipse. So just like the spider, making a web is a process, but the web is the home. Yeah? So everything that has happened to you tells a story about you. And that story is nothing to be ashamed of. Wear it like, a tiger wears its scars proudly. Yeah? It's a part of your story. Respect that. Now, during the eclipse, especially during the time that the eclipse is happening, meditate. Still your mind. Okay? So once again, when it comes to your manifestation process, either do it after the hours of the eclipse or before it. Set the intentions before and focus on those intentions in your meditation. Almost like a visualization process. because that visualization process will be amplified for you with the assistance of your spirit guides. So stillness and quietness will be more helpful for you in your life during the lunar eclipse. And what will happen, anything that you focus on during the eclipse, anything you visualize on during the eclipse, it will open new roads to success for you, even in a way that you felt like, okay, this is a dead end, nothing can happen here. And you will realize that, okay, wow, things are actually progressing there too. Yeah. And newer avenues of success will be available for you. Yeah, so especially for those who are looking out for a new job, or especially a job with a good pay package, I feel like you're going to be finding that after the eclipse happens. Yeah, but you have to focus it with all of the will that you have. Now, especially for you, the lunar eclipse is a magical time. Yeah. So one thing that you need to do during the lunar eclipse, okay, please keep a list ready. This is what I'm going to be focusing on, because if it is a magical time, it will not come back. Okay, and I believe for a long time we don't have another eclipse. And why miss that energy portal? Yeah. And as much as you can, keep the environment clean and keep the environment very, very positive. For example, burn sage, burn palo santo, have some kind of aromatherapy oils, wear nice clothes. Make everything about the time period magical, so that things will then magically transform when it comes to your life. But it is a magical time for you, and you'll witness that as time progresses. One thing, however, you need to remember, if there is a particular person that you believe in, okay, like a guru, you believe in him with all of your heart, make sure that you're loyal to that guru. Or if you believe in a higher power, make sure you're loyal to that higher power. Don't change your loyalty. Yeah, because in which case you'll be like half here and half there, and it doesn't work out. So the spiritual progress that you'll be getting will not happen as quickly as you would hope for. So when it comes to your spiritual path, loyalty is important, and not changing it frequently is important too. Yeah. Now I'm going to give you your tea leaf cards for extra messages for the eclipse. Let's see what messages you're supposed to receive. Okay, you guys have a secret admirer. Now, one thing that you can do is, if you want this person to really come up and express their emotions, just make that an intention too during that eclipse, and it'll actually work out, because I've seen that happening for a couple of people that I know. Now, after the eclipse, there is going to be a period of prosperity and abundance, and this is coming from a new source. This is not coming from sources that are previously available to you in your life. So for a couple of you, this may result in a job change or in a change of direction for you. But regardless, it is going to bring you prosperity. Spiritual protection and, spiritual guidance and protection from harm. So remember this, during this eclipse, angels are especially going to be very, very much a part of your life. They'll protect you, and they'll also help you spiritually ascend to the next level. Yeah, you can use this portal for your spiritual awakening by really, really connecting deeply within yourself. Now, this lunar eclipse will also result in a sincere wish being granted towards you. So if there's something that you've really wanted for yourself, that will really happen for you. And okay, I really need to say this, something will happen after the eclipse. It is a result of what you're trying to manifest. It will give you recognition, and it will give you, this reward, this merit that is happening for you as well. Okay, but please understand this, just because everything is going to happen for you, everything is going to magically work, you shouldn't stop the hard work. Because what happens is, some people take these readings that, okay, I know this is going to happen, so I'm not going to do anything, I'm just going to rely on the reading. That is not how it works. This is like, sort of a prediction point, but it all depends on what you do during the time of the eclipse. If you meditate, if you chant, you'll get all the rewards that I'm talking about. If you are intending for some kind of work, you have to go and search for a job. That is not going to come home and find you. So you cannot stop doing your work. That is something that is supposed to be happening. The rest will be taken care of. Yeah. And dealings or relationship with a woman, for a couple of you, the kind of misunderstanding that you may have or a little bit of conflict that you may have will be with a woman. Yeah, and maybe during the eclipse period, try and sort of be away from this person. Yeah, be a little bit careful about that. And keep your life in balance. Once again, maybe you're taking up too much responsibilities on yourself, and you really should be avoiding that at this point, or just reduce it or prioritize things as and when they are important. And pleasure with a close friend. So now you're going to be finding a friend who feels like you can really communicate with them, and you're going to be having good times with this person. Now I'm going to give you some more messages as well. Okay, never give up on yourself. So as I mentioned, no matter who you are, no matter what your story has been, if you've been great, if you've been not been so great, if you are like a sense of pride for some people, and if you're a disappointment for others, it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is your relationship with yourself, and you have to love yourself. Yeah, and I love you. Please know this, no matter who you are, and it doesn't matter what you've done in your life. It truly doesn't matter. I love you, and you better love yourself. Okay? And patience. Of course, one thing that you need to inculcate a little bit is patience, especially if you find certain chaotic situations in your life. It is better to withdraw from these situations and have patience instead of trying to talk things out to an extent that they then don't work out. So be careful and dedicate to sign. So if you feel like beyond a point you cannot handle things, or certain energies that you cannot handle, give it to sign. Because see, in the end, when we give our control to a higher power, they always know how to take care of us better than we know. So once again, surrender is the answer. And through surrender, you will find personal growth. But one thing that you really need to work on, pile 3, and I've seen this as very consistent, that maybe somebody has told you in your life that you're not good enough, that you're not worthy of being considered the best person in the world. And I'll tell you, whoever this person is, that person has lied to you. Because you are exactly the way God intends to be. If you don't fit into their story, or if you don't fit into their version of what you're supposed to be, too bad. Yeah? Please treasure yourself. You are somebody that is worth treasuring. Love yourself, please. I just want to send you the biggest hug right now. And I want to tell you that, I love you. We are family, and you belong here. And you're beautiful. I'll leave you with that. And don't forget what I just said. I'll see you next time.